Published 0059 EDT, the 27th of August 2017. Updated 0059 EDT, the 27th of August 2017. Australia's richest man will give away $1 billion to charity, more than double the biggest donation in the country's history. Anthony Pratt, worth $12.6 billion, promised to give out the record-breaking amount to worthy organizations over the rest of his life. The 57-year-old will fund the donations from the cash flow of his privately owned cardboard behemoth Visy, which makes about $1 billion in profit annually. Australia's richest man Anthony Pratt, 57, will give away $1 billion to charity from his $12.6 billion fortune over the rest of his life. My goal is to give away $1 billion before I die. I can afford to, and it's a great honor and privilege to do so, he told the Herald Sun. Organizations set to benefit include the Royal Children's Hospital, Murdoch Children's Research Institute and the Prince's Trust Australia. Arts institutions like the Melbourne Symphony Orchestra and Opera Australia would also attract sizable donations. The executive chairman's promise dwarfs that of mining magnate Andrew Forrest, who gave away $400 million in May, then Australia's biggest ever donation. Organizations set to benefit include the Royal Children's Hospital, Murdoch Children's Research Institute and the Prince's Trust Australia. Mr. Pratt's promise dwarfs that of mining magnate Andrew Forrest, who gave away $400 million in May, then Australia's biggest ever donation. Mr. Forrest praised his fellow philanthropist's generosity and leadership and promised to collaborate with him on future charitable endeavors. The challenge we all face is to give with our hearts, mind and soul, to bring others along to improve the lives of those less fortunate, he said. Businessman Dick Smith also joined in saluting Mr. Pratt's donation, holding it up as an example for other wealthy Australians. Businessman Dick Smith also joined in saluting Mr. Pratt's donation, holding it up as an example for other wealthy Australians. Shea and his family are among the few billionaires in Australia who fulfill their obligations to the wider community and give back, he said. Mr. Pratt's donation promise ranks well among global displays of generosity, outstripping the nine-figure giveaways of many rich listers. But it was nothing compared to the biggest two donors. Stock market was Warren Buffett and Microsoft founder Bill Gates. Mr. Gates in 1999 established the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation with $11 billion of his own money, gradually extending that to $28 billion. Mr. Pratt took over the global Visy empire, which dominates the Australian market, when his father Richard Picture died in 2009. Warren Buffett and Bill Gates are the world's biggest philanthropists, Mr. Gates giving away $28 billion and Mr. Buffett promising to donate $30 billion. Mr. Buffett regularly donates millions to charity and in 2006 promised to give $30 billion to Mr. Gates Foundation, handing over 5% every year. Mr. Pratt was named not only Australia's richest man, but its most wealthy person ever, as he topped the 2017 AFR Rich list with a $2.3 billion jump from last year. The booming home delivery market fueled Mr. Pratt's burgeoning wealth as his cardboard box company raked in sales from lucrative U.S. contracts. Visy's annual revenue is well over $5 billion, with about $1 billion profit, and Mr. Pratt hoped to push it above $10 billion in the next 2 to 4 years.